So if you take the angle of the angle and then add it with the angle, sine, cosine, tangerine, then you have our solution x.
Is that the first angle or the second angle?
It's the angle and the angle.
That doesn't even make any sense.
No.
Well, who was your teacher last semester? You guys are in the 11th grade. Didn't your teacher teach trigonometry last year?
I don't remember who our teacher was last year. We had so many subs, and I don't remember this trigoleptics, whatever it is. This school sucks. The whole system sucks.
Yeah, it
It
sucks.
sucks.
No, it can't be that bad.
It's that bad.
How bad is it?
Did you know that only 55% of students are grade level proficient in language arts, 43% in math, and 46% in science? State Hawaii public education is too low to offer its students a competitive chance at a post-secondary education, adequate opportunities in a global economy based on the state students' grade equivalency scores.
And the high needs students, well, SPED, the special ed services, only 40% are reaching language arts proficiency, 30 for math, 49 for, and considering that 49% of Hawaii's public school system qualify for free lunch programs, reduced lunch programs, it's alarming that the school system is performing so poorly for the high needs students.
Wow.
Yeah, and this impacts everything. This impacts, whether people earn a lot of money, whether they seek mental health services. Hawaii ranks 48th, surpassing only Alaska and Nevada for completion rate from 9th grade to college. And for you guys, the teachers, Hawaii sucks.
Yeah, teachers, it doesn't look any better. It sucks a lot. And Hawaii is ranked 49th in terms of teacher satisfaction, 48th in terms of teacher retention. My auntie knows somebody in the school board who told her that there are 1,000 teacher vacancies last year. That's why we have so many subs.
Hey, Teach, did you know that Hawaii is the only state in the union that does not get funds directly from property taxes? The Hawaii Department of Education gets the majority of its funds from the state's general fund.
What?
Last year, the state tried to pass Senate Bill 2922, which would have allowed the legislature to establish a surcharge to increase funding for public education. These surcharges would have been applied to residential investment properties and visitor accommodations valued at over $1 million.
But even though the Teachers Association signed off on it and supported the bill, the state Supreme Court said it was unconstitutional, according to the Hawaii Supreme Court.
That does seem messed up, but I just got here and I don't want to ruffle too many feathers.
That's part of the problem. No teacher wants to support us or stand up for anything.
And the lack of money that the schools get from the Department of Education, along with the local schools' inability to use the funds where they see it necessary.
You two seem pretty interested in this topic. So let's brainstorm ways to improve the system. Your homework over the weekend is to come up with some alternative policies that you think will improve the quality of education in Hawaii and discuss them back in class on Monday.
Boop, 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 boop. 3 days later.
Monday. What have you two come up with for alternative policies?
Well, one thing I was thinking about was increasing how much control local municipalities have over their own education. Local school boards can be created which would have the ability to give out money where they think it is needed and raise their money that will go to their own schools.
I thought of something myself. How about increasing the budget for teacher retention recruitment and training and cost of living differences?
I thought of that one too, but then I also thought of another one. What if we increase school funding by including property taxes collected by the local governments, just like they do on the mainland, in addition to the funds already being received from the feds and the state?
That's pretty good, but how are we going to know if our options work? What do we expect to happen as a result of our options?
Schools get better. Duh.
More specific.
Better test scores?
Oh, good. Anything else?
More kids go to college or trade school.
Getting the same teacher for more than 3 months. Getting support from the rich people that run things.
And the schools getting money that they need, even though some schools need more money than others.
Do you mean making sure that resources available are given out equitably? So schools who need more help get it?
Yeah, that.
It seems like we have 3 good policy alternatives that could help improve Hawaii schools. How do we choose which one is best between the 3?
We could get people to vote, like the vice principal. She should know.
That's a great idea. Do you think it would be a good idea to ask more than one person? If so, who else could we ask?
Well, we could ask that one of those administrators from the Department of Education. And my auntie is a social worker with one of the schools. Maybe the janitor?
Although the janitor is an important piece of our school, I don't know if he has a background in financial school affairs.
Okay, well, I know another school administrator and that other social worker.
Those sound like 5 good candidates to show our policy alternatives. We'll call them stakeholders. Let me type this up and email it to the stakeholders, and when they respond, I will give you the data about their choice as the best policy alternative.
3 days later.
Well, I got the results back, and it turns out the second policy, where we increased teacher recruitment and retention efforts and training with the additional cost of living increase for the neighborhood island teachers, received the highest score from our stakeholders. The stakeholders believe that option 2 had the best chance of being supported by the powerful decision makers, improving test scores, keeping permanent teachers in Hawaii schools, ensuring the equitable distribution of monies to the neighbor islands, and increasing the number of kids going to college or trade schools. Alternative number 1 came in second, and number 3 came in last. So, what are the conclusions and recommendations that we could make after our little exercise?
That the other alternatives suck?
Not exactly. How could you reword that?
The stakeholders, the stakeholders we surveyed believe that alternative 2 is the best option.
Right, and
they believe option 2 would be the best option, be more likely to get kids better school grades and test scores, get them into college, keep our teachers in Hawaii, and get support from the man, and get money where it's needed the most.
Nice. We all learned a lot this week. You even taught me a little back. Nice work. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. You're a lot nicer than that sub we had last year, Mr. Woolley. He was here for only 2 months, and then he left and became a rapper.
Yeah, and Mr. McGee. He was a gym teacher and football coach who also substituted our Spanish and sex ed class, and he wore those tight gym shorts.
Wah, wah, wah.